so bad?
I suck at Mace PVP, and instead of practicing for hours on a PvP server to get good, I want to make an AI Minecraft Mace Bot to practice techniques and hopefully get much better at Mace PVP much faster. And I'm planning on doing this only using command blocks. And also, I might get good enough to get revenge on the player who called me bad in the intro. You'll have to see. But before I can start implementing the bot's macing capabilities, I need an entity to have as the bot. So after checking tons of mobs that have about the same height as the player, I decided to use the zombie. But there's an issue. The zombie instantly dies and is very weak. This is easy to fix though, since by using the item replace command, we can make it so the zombie constantly has a totem in their offhand, meaning they can't die. In addition, using the same command, I've replaced the armor slots with protection for unbreaking armor. Having this system allows me to practice not just macing, but a technique called breach swapping. If you don't know what it is already, if you land a hit with a weapon like the sword or axe, then switch to a breach mace during the same tick, it deals tons of damage. What this does is it applies the breach enchantment to the hit and however much extra damage you obtain through falling. Meaning not only can you deal more damage by just hitting someone on ground, but tons more damage while falling, making this the perfect system to practice that. Let's be honest though, what we have so far is trash. The zombie likes to casually walk over to me, meaning I can barely get good at Mace PVP from just this. So it's time to move on and add the next part of making a complete Mace PVP bot. This being the movement. Generally, if you go up to mace someone, the opponent doesn't just stand there waiting for you to mace them. So my idea is to have the zombie kind of move backwards whenever they are about to get maced, but I don't really know a way to just tell the zombie to do this, unless through changing its motion tag. See, using the /data command, we're able to control the X, Y, and Z motion of an entity. The issue is though, there's no direct way to change it based on its direction. Okay, so midway through trying to figure this out, I had remembered a PvP map I used to play a while back based around sword PvP. And instead of using a mob, this person used a player replica using a mod called Carpet Mod. This mod comes with its own set of commands and tools to modify the bot to your liking. I know I usually don't use mods on this channel, but with this, I could make a bot which is 10 times better and add some mechanics which aren't able to be implemented normally with a mob such as a zombie. So now, after adding the armor and totem system to the new player replica bot and making it so the bot can be spawned with a click of a button, I can try and add the motion system. Instead of changing the motion tag based on the bot's direction, I can simply tell the bot to constantly look at me using this command and tell the bot to move backwards if it gets into a certain radius of the player. But this is not enough for me, because I want to add levels of movement for those who want to practice against players who move a lot more. So I think I'm going to make a massive center in the middle of this area where you can change the movement settings of the bot. But I don't want to make it look ugly, so I'm going to create a structure where all the buttons are to change the settings. Okay, so I took a break and forgot to continue recording, but pretty much what I did is I set up this cool center where you can change the settings of the bot. The way it works is whenever a button is pressed, it removes all the redstone blocks in this line and places the correct one in the spot above. In addition, it activates the command block to give the bot motion. Having the bot move a lot is great for practicing using the elytra, since by equipping the elytra mid-air, you can catch up to the moving bot, switch back to your chest plate, and mace them even when they're trying to dodge you. Now that the movement system is done, it's time to add the next system to the bot, this being wind charging. You see, moving back isn't the only way players avoid your mace attacks, but they also use wind charges. So I want to implement a wind charge dodging feature to the bot. This is a lot simpler than you think, since by summoning a wind charge with a downward vertical motion, whenever a player is in a certain radius of the bot, we can make it wind charge upwards. This system is done, only it can be a lot better, since by changing the vertical motion of the bot upwards to the same height as a jump, while the wind charge is being summoned downwards, the bot gets launched up much higher, and it mimics someone dodging through a wind charge much better. But if I don't want to practice with this feature or to its fullest extent, I'm going to quickly implement it into the center of the map. Alright, so there we go. Now you can make the bot not wind charge, just wind charge and fully wind charge through these buttons. Before we move on to the next system for the bot, I want to make the map look better because this flat area of grass looks pretty bad. First, I increased the height of the terrain around the center of the map using a mountain height map, then replaced the blocks with deep slate and used a noise painter to give it some snowy peaks. Once the mountains were done, I went and replaced all the grass blocks and gave it some moss block variation. And finally, I went on to Planet Minecraft, took some tree builds and scattered them around the map. With the map being done, it is time to move on to the next essential feature that needs to be implemented to the bot. When fighting someone in Mace PVP, the opponent often uses their shield because you cannot use the mace when their shield is up. So players usually do one of two things. The first one being backstabbing, which is when you fly behind the opponent very quickly and do a 180 to hit the opponent from the back. The second option is stunt slamming, which is when you break the opponent's shield with your axe, then mace them in the little time you have while falling. In order to practice these techniques, I need to make it so the bot holds up a shield. To do this, I used a use item function implemented into the bot system and constantly replaced the bot's main hand with a shield. This way, the bot would hold up a shield while facing the player if the shield isn't broken. Having this system is great as it allows me to practice and get better at stunt slamming. The issue is though, because I coded the bot to have perfect aim, it is impossible to backstab the bot. To fix this, I gave the bot a slower reaction time through these two redstone systems, with the one on the right being faster and the one on the left being slower. To make the reaction time adjustable, I implemented it into the center of the map so I can practice with slow, normal, and instant reaction times, and perfect my backstabbing technique. All the essential systems for the bot are now done. There are only a few more things I would like to add to make the practice bot map perfect. First, I started out by giving the bot a health indicator, so you can see how much damage you deal to the bot. Then I added a knockback section to the middle of the map so you can change how much knockback macing the bot deals. And finally, since there was no room at the center, I added tons more adjustable features to the bot through the use of this book, such as the ability to change your gravity, the tick speed, your reach, and so much more, like being able to TP to spawn and TP the bot to yourself. The bot is pretty much done, but there's a big issue. The bot isn't based on AI like I mentioned in the title. At first, I wasn't going to do this as it seemed impossible to figure out, but then for some reason I came up with a crazy idea to try and make the bot AI. Believe it or not, AI is based around random numbers to pick between likely options, so its answers don't come out the same every time. In other words, this mimics a decision-making process with randomness. The crazy idea I thought of utilized the /spreadPlayer command, as through this command we are able to create random outputs. This is because the spreadPlayer command randomly teleports a certain entity in a certain radius from where the command is executed. So by setting up an area like this, I can randomly teleport the armor stand in this radius based on this armor stand's position, and have the bot execute different actions based on the armor stand's placement. Specifically, I made it so if the armor stand lands on red concrete, the bot will move backwards, and if the armor stand lands on blue concrete, the bot will wind charge upwards as opposed to moving back. I did this by having this system place a redstone block for this wind charge mechanism if the armor stand is standing on the correct concrete block, and have it remove the redstone activator from the other mechanism. Similarly, I'll have the opposing conditions run the system but in reverse. Now, if we put the spreadPlayer command on repeat, the bot will now make its own decisions on whether it should wind charge or move away to avoid my mace attacks. Although this bot doesn't learn from its interactions like many AI models do, this can still be considered a very simple and basic form of AI. Using the system is great, but I want the bot to have more variation in its actions, so I added 2 more colors to the radius of the spreadPlayer circle. The new green color controls whether the bot will hold up its shield or not, being a lot more realistic to what a normal player would do, as they don't hold up their shield constantly. Secondly, the white part of the radius is when the bot will pause, as having it wait a bit before running another action is a lot better than having the bot constantly run different actions every tick. And with that, I have a very simple AI system for the bot. I would say the AI system is about the same level of difficulty as the normal bot, as it is a lot harder to predict but doesn't have the preciseness of the normal bot. And since I want to practice with and without AI, I made a setting on the book which allows me to enable and disable the feature. Now the AI Mace Bot is done. All I need to do now is train with it for a while, as I'm going to duel the person who called me bad from the intro.
There's the video.
Alright, Preston, you ready? I've been training for this. No way!
Holy, what?
How'd you get away? Oh, that was close. That was close. Yo! Yo! Oh.
Wow.
Alright.
What? How? I think I accidentally one-charged.
Oh my gosh, coming in. Oh, you could have popped my totem, that was so close.
Oh. No, holy.
I thought you were gonna get me there, oh my god.
Oh.
Oh man, GG.
What the hell?
I was finally able to beat him, but I wanted to duel him a few more times.
Yeah.
Come here, Preston.
Oh, wow.
Come here.
Oh, wow. Probably not. Well, maybe. Oh. You should get tested and Mace PVP. Holy. Hey, chill. Hey, chill. Oh, wait, where's my totem? Oh, no. We can talk about this!
And for absolutely no reason, I decided to duel him in some other non-Mace related PvP game modes.
Am I auto-toteming? How did I pearl twice? What the heck?
Why are you screaming? It's not that deep. Calm down. Calm down, bro. Alright.
Yo, stop putting me in a Duquavis video.
Oh no, oh no. Yes.
I give up.
I was able to get a lot better at Mace PvP through training with this bot I made, and I want to help other people improve too. So I sent this map to some people I know who wanted more practice with Mace techniques and made this map available to you as well. You can get the Mace PvP map on my Discord server by going to official creations. Just make sure you have carpet mod installed so you can actually see the bot.